Hello, friends, and welcome. Welcome to my body of magic. I have been largely obsessed with two components of life in my lifetime. One has been the body, the incredible, exquisite, innate intelligence of the body, the magic of the body. And magic, this idea that magic exists, that it lives within us, that it's actually deep within ourselves, and that it shows up in so many infinite and unexpected ways. And these two tenets have deeply shaped my relationship with my body, my relationship with Source, Spirit, and the Divine, and my relationship with love. And one of my desires and hopes and intentions behind bringing my body of magic to the world and bringing this perspective, this way of being into the world, is less to guide anyone into my system and what worked for me and my body and being, but rather to use my full spectrum range, embodied exploration and expression as an initiation, as a catalyst, as an invitation and an evocation, perhaps an inspiration for you to begin discovering how magic weaves and wields and works and waves through you. Because the deeper I've gone into my own personal embodied exploration of my body and my magic, the more it has continued to show me the incredible diversity, reach, and range, and uniqueness and exquisiteness of each and every one of us in our bodies and our unique magic. So for me, the vision of body of magic is birthed from this deep, heartfelt desire to bring more of us in resonance with the unique, authentic, kaleidoscopic wave, the innate pulse, the push and pull, the contract and expand, the inhale and exhale of how life is already moving and flowing through each and every one of us. And my initiation and deep, rich, widespread exploration of the body and of magic has led me down many paths, many teachers, many methodologies, many pieces of study. It's in many ways brought me into the core question or curiosity around what is vitality and what does it look like to enact and embolden and enliven and allow for more of that infinite wellspring of vitality, energy, and life, and beyond all of that, coherence, resonance, love, magic, creation, clarity. What does it look like to allow for that wellspring to live, to thrum, and to thrive through me more of the time? And what would our world look like if more of us had access to this infinite wellspring of love and energy and vitality and assuredness and trust and well-being that I believe is all of our birthright, and that I believe is available and accessible to each and every being here alive on this planet? It's taken me a lot of time and a lot of work to allow myself to find a way into this level of depth and reach and range and, yes, vulnerability, while also being fully visible. And part of why I share this is because I acknowledge and know that my medicine may not actually be for everyone, even though I believe it is for everyone and every body and every being. And one of the great lessons I've received in my journey and in my privilege of being able to study under so many incredible and impeccable and inspiring teachers and lineages is the importance of allowing myself to trust my own wave, my own pull, my own pulse, my own withdraw, and to trust the moments when I feel reciprocity and resonance with a teacher or a being I'm attuning to and with, and to trust the moments when I am being asked to leave and to retreat. So with that, I invite and encourage you to play with this body of work, this body of magic I will be breathing and cultivating and birthing into being. And to allow this shared play, the shared exploration in this field, we will all be co-creating to bring you into deeper resonance with your own aliveness and with your own pulse, with your own authentic impulse and instinct and intuition. And with that, I'm eager to open the portal and begin. I feel and sense body of magic as a multi-dimensional way of being and connecting into this powerful innate intelligence, this a powerful wellspring of love and, in fact, light, energy, creativity, and love that is ripe and ready to bloom through each of us. And a lot of what I've discovered in my devotional path here is the requirement for more reach and range. And so one little nugget I want to weave in here as I initiate this stewardship into being, this way of being into the world, as I invite you all into the interior, to the intimate depth of my inner world, is to really consider this consistent heartbeat that lives within all of life, within all of humanity, beyond just humanity. It is within the wellspring of our planet, within every creature and critter and life form that is here. There is this pulse, this breath, this binary, this polarity, this opposition, contract and expand. And these two polarities, these two poles, these two continuums, they are in relationship with one another. And I find this heartbeat, this pulse to exist everywhere, especially when it comes to contacting my aliveness and staying in reciprocity and resonance with my own intuitive wave. And in my experience, having been born into Western capitalist colonial consumerism, being born in the United States in the 1990s, one thing that has felt really present for me in our collective is our complete lack of reciprocity and respect for this pulse. It is unclear to me how much of this was intentional and unintentional. To me, it feels like a weave of both, but there are so many ways in which our modern society has inadvertently moved us out of our authentic wave and pulse in very basic foundational ways. There are rhythms of rest and release and renewal, of death, of decomposing, of letting go, of stillness, of silence, of slow, that we have completely eroded, erased, dissolved from our fabric of being. Inadvertently, in our push for productivity, in our push for efficiency and intellect, in our push for logic and reach and reason, we have pulled ourselves out of our authentic pulse. And the really fascinating thing I discovered in my own embodied exploration of reclaiming and recalibrating my own authentic wave and pulse was all these stuck points and all these distortions and fears within my karmic evolutionary DNA and ancestral lineage, fears conditioned into me by society and conditioning. And there is a deep fear and there's a deep resistance to coming back into reciprocity with that pulse, because in some ways it requires the death and the letting go of a weave of a system that is not only external, but then has been imprinted and intaken internally, that is disallowing this intimate and reciprocal wave. And so surprisingly, the core crux, the core keystone that allowed me to truly reclaim and enrich my vitality was allowing myself to clarify and clear and cleanse my emotional range, to learn to meet my emotions as part of this continuum and cycle and part of this life breath, to not feel stalled or stuck or afraid or in resistance to them, to not be devoured by them, to not bypass them, but how to allow and accept and trust the full flood and flux and aliveness and information and energy stored within each and every emotion as it arrives, as it arises, as it unfurls. And for me, this is what allows our body to be such a magical space of coherence, integration, of resurrection, reclamation, and yes, revolutionary rebirth, is by entering this matrix of the body, we allow ourselves a depth and breadth of support and infrastructure and innate wisdom and intelligence to meet us as we meet some of these trauma patterns, as we meet our emotional wave, as we meet the stuck points, as we meet those challenges. And one of my big desires is I no longer want to be isolated in this intimate, sacred space alone. As powerful and rich as this sacred alone space has been for me, I'm really eager to co-create and to play. I'm really eager to individuate and connect, and also in some ways diverge. I'm really eager to explore and experience the range, diverse wave and way that each of our instinctual innate intelligence wants to weave and move through. And I'm so excited to begin witnessing the unlocks and the transformations, and not only be able to behold them, but be impacted by them, as I invite space for more of us to connect together into this practice of embodying our innate magic, embodying our innate gifts, reclaiming our innate infinite wellspring of aliveness, and allowing ourselves to live with more coherence, more creativity, more joy, and more ecstatic, exquisite love. So with that initial transmission, I'll pause here. Know that there is more to come. Body of Magic will seed its first roots here. I'm really looking forward to playing with this as kind of an open source model, just allowing myself to open my channel and flow my wisdom as it's wanting to weave and come through. And I also feel other forms of support. I feel a community, I feel a living library, I feel a podcast, or really what I'm envisioning, a soul cast coming through, a spell cast. And as always, if you feel inspired by anything I shared, if there's anything you feel called to comment on, to query on, to share, to reveal, please feel free to do so. And thank you so much for being willing to devote your time and attention to me. As I say many times at the end of these transmissions, where our attention and our energy and our awareness goes is the most powerful thing we hold. And it is a real honor and delight and privilege to be able to wield it well, to wield it with intention, with feeling, with discernment, and with open-hearted love. And my hope is this transmission inspired and evoked some of that for you. So with that, may you have a beautiful day. May you feel the magic of you emerging in soft and subtle ways over the course of your day. And I look forward to unveiling and revealing more of this in my and our body of magic as we move forward.